Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies presentation. This is our Internet Lead Generation series. And in the past 3 weeks, we have explored how to build your online brand. And now we're going to work on the strategy. And the strategy is how you're going to drive traffic to your online presence. So in today's presentation, we are covering SEO and your KW website. If you're not familiar, SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. I'm also going to share with you all a quick link that comes directly from our KW blog, and that is only available to those that are on the call. All right, you should get that and take a look at that after today's call. So here's what is on our agenda. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about what is SEO, Search Engine Optimization. Help you understand a little bit about how search engines work. There's a lot of algorithms going on in there, so I can't promise you you're going to walk away fully understanding how search engines work, but we're going to give you the basics for sure. Help you understand the importance of keywords, what they are, what they mean, where to put them, and some examples of great keywords. We're going to show you what you can do with SEO and, of course, some things that you don't want to do, because when we're talking about SEO, being penalized is just as bad, if not worse, than gaining SEO. So it's easy to gain SEO. It's also easy to lose place in SEO or to be penalized, and being penalized is no fun. Nobody wants that. So we're going to tell you ways of avoiding that. Number 5 is ideas into action. We're going to walk you through the process of creating a great search engine optimized page by the time we're done with today's training. As always, please let me know if you have any questions regarding today's content, any questions you may have regarding your new KW website. All right, let's get started. Let's talk about what is SEO. Well, this is directly from the blog Marketing for Success. And SEO is about tactics to provide relevance to search engines. You want to appear high on search engine queries for particular keywords. And just as important in establishing relevance with the search engines is establishing content that wins clicks and gets engagement from the users. So the more users that not only come to your site but also click through the various resources that you offer, once again, it's not just them visiting your site, it's them clicking through your site. The search engines are going to like your website even more. In other words, it's about attracting search engines. So you have to understand the importance of keyword use, keyword placement, what we call meta tags, internal and external links, and there's other variables. And some SEO experts think that Google tracks up to 100 variables in order to rank your site. So it's also about attracting visitors to your website. So when we attract visitors to the website, we will also be making search engines happy. The reason we're making search engines happy is because people are most likely visiting our website because they're finding useful information. So that's what SEO is. What SEO is not is it is not magic. All right, there's no magic wand, there's no programming magic dust that's going to improve SEO on your site. It takes work. Search engines like it when you do work. Okay, so you have to do the work in order to be successful with SEO. It's also not technical. I know that sounds a little strange, and that means if we're talking about content SEO, it's not technical. Now, the other option is technical SEO. That means that's a well-structured and coded website. This refers to coding and technology issues that Google and other search engines are looking for. And some examples of that would be your XML sitemaps, 404 pages, 301 redirects, canonical programming, or CNAME redirect is what it's known as. This is a subject that we're going to discuss at another time. For now, we want to talk about the non-technical things that you can do today with your KW website. So content is the same as creating content that's structured and themed properly. And let me repeat that. Content SEO is the same as creating content that's structured and well themed properly. And this includes the standard type of SEO tactics. Those tactics are keyword selection and things like title tags. Title tags are often referred to the most influential content in SEO strategy. And you can see an example of title tags right there on the screen. We want to make sure your page titles reflect the content and the overall theme of your web page and, of course, your web pages. Content that reads well and contains a fairly specific theme per page is going to help you. And images with descriptive keywords specific to that particular website. So let's look first at the title tags, and this is directly from our KW website. If you look at the title tags, what I like about the new KW website is when you create the title, it creates the slug for you. Let me point that out. So this is the slug. All right, so you'll notice that whatever we title the page here, it's going to show up here. Now, this is a really big deal because web crawlers are going to go through and they're going to be looking for things like this type of information. What this means is there is a page out there on this website that has homes for sale in Garlic Creek South in Buda, Texas. That's what this page should have on it. That's why we're naming that page that. Okay, so that's the first thing we're doing is we're naming the page, and as we name the page title, the slug will come up. This is a subdomain. That means that it's ending with .kw.com. That is very, very powerful for you all. However, as Keller Williams wants, we want you to reflect your brand. So when you come up with a custom domain name and you redirect it through CNAME redirect, this actually will then be your custom domain name with this tag at the end, and that is going to be extremely powerful for that particular page because it has all of those elements included in it. Let's look at the page content. Now I want you all to, let's please be interactive if we could. We have here, find homes for sale in Garlic Creek South in beautiful Buda, Texas. Garlic Creek South in Buda, Texas is one of the fastest growing neighborhoods, just 30 minutes south of downtown Austin. Garlic Creek South in Buda has several great walking trails, and since Garlic Creek runs behind the neighborhood, it provides a lot of greenbelt, wildlife, and natural beauty. So, listening to this, I want you all to tell me how many times do you see the term Garlic Creek, or did you hear the term Garlic Creek? How many times did you hear and see the term Buda? And then we even threw in the term downtown Austin. And while you all are answering that question, I'll answer the biggest question I'm getting is, is this being recorded? Yes, it is being recorded. It is available on the KW Technology Training Team's YouTube channel, which I'll give you access to when we're done. So Gina is exactly right. I mentioned it at least 4 times, the word Garlic Creek, the word Buda 3 times. Now, it has to be in a conversational style. You'll notice I didn't just throw the word Garlic Creek in there a lot of times, nor did I throw in the word Buda in there a lot of times unless it was part of the conversation. We need to be very careful because Google and search engines can tell the difference between conversation and keyword stuffing. We're going to discuss that in just a moment. So we want to be sure that we are putting the content in there and that is reflective of the page title, and we're trying to create a conversation style paragraph that has a repeat of the most important words. By the way, and you all may want to write this down, the term homes for sale is the most commonly searched for term when people are thinking of buying or selling a home. So we want to be sure we put that in all of our examples. Randy is asking, does this information relate to our eEdge website or our Playster website? Thank you, Randy. This is specifically for your KW website powered by Playster. Great question. Now, the next thing I want you all to notice is we're going to add a picture. This is our picture. we took this picture of Garlic Creek. We're not going to steal pictures from the internet. We're going to own the pictures, or of course we can also buy them. If you're working in your local niche, your local area, it's always best to take your own pictures and then save those pictures to your hard drive. When we save the picture to our hard drive, we typically save it with a name like the number, whatever number is next in that photo, list. Then it'll say .jpeg, so it might be 43795.jpg, or it might even have some letters in there. What we want to do is we want to rename that photo, and we want to rename it something like this. Again, this is relative to the page content and relative to the title tags. So the term home _for _sale _garlic _creek _Buda _Texas _ your domain name. You want to make it fairly descriptive, and then put your domain name at the end, not with a .com. That'll mess up the extension. Just your domain. So this is a good way of getting Google juice from photos. All right. Every time you name a photo, you want to use an underscore or a dash is totally okay, but you separate it with an underscore or dash, not a space, and you don't jam it all together. So images can help you gain a lot of SEO. So I want you all to think this is content SEO. We have images that have have a strong SEO tags in there. We have page content that is relative to the image SEO. You'll notice that this is all relative here. You also have title tags that are relevant to the page content, and they're relevant to the photo tag as well. All right, let's move on if you all don't have any questions. Now, we're going to look at that same exact content that we had a moment ago, but now we're going to add some hyperlinks in there, okay? So find homes for sale in Garlic Creek South. When people click on this link, where would you all think that they will be taken to? Same thing here, the term Buda, Texas. Where are they going to be taken to? This term, Garlic Creek right here. Where are they going to be taken to? I'm going to give you all just a moment to answer that question. So we want to be sure that we are including hyperlinks. While you all are answering that first question, let's look at our meta title and meta description. The meta title and meta description are here so that when somebody is looking for information, for example, homes for sale in Garlic Creek South and Buda, hopefully you've done a good job with your SEO and you'll be one of the first pages to show up, on the first page, I should say. So if you're on the first page, then you'll be able to, you want to capture their attention, let them know exactly what your website is about. That's where the title comes in. We want a good, strong title, again, that's relative, it relates to the other pages. You want to have a meta description here that tells them exactly what they are going to see, what they're going to get to when they visit your website. So Lisa's saying when they click on Garlic Creek South, they're going to be taken to a page on her website in that neighborhood. And you're exactly right. That could be a community page that you create within your KW website, by the way. It can also just be the property search page of that area, because with your Playster IDX, you can put any link in there that will take them to that specific area, that specific neighborhood. And Diane also came up with the correct answer, as well as Gina. Now, Buda, Texas, now, would we want to send this link to the Chamber of Commerce? And the answer to that is absolutely not. We don't want to send it to the Chamber of Commerce. What we would like to do is create a page on our Playster website that talks about the city of Buda, Texas. We want to have a page on our website that talks about Garlic Creek South or has homes for sale specifically in Garlic Creek South. And we want to have a blog that we wrote about Garlic Creek, and we want this to go to that blog, which is also a part of your KW website. So you'll notice here we have 1, 2, 4 ways in this short paragraph, what we call 4 inbound links. One of them could be considered an outbound link because it's going to a blog. So inbound links on our own website, outbound link to our blog. Randy asks, Ed says, what about cities that have their own website? So Ed, the risk when you do that is you are sending them to another website. You are losing that individual, and who knows where they're going to go from there. You can take a lot of the information that cities are doing about their website and put it into your website. Randy asks, what's the difference between meta tags and meta title? The title tag, meta title, and meta description. So the meta title is just what they are going to, it's the catchy headline, if you will. We want to entice them to click on that link. The meta description shows up underneath it. So if you're thinking about seeing Google, on Google, you'll see in blue a link to click on. Underneath it is a description of the website. You can choose what it says. If you don't, Google will choose for you based on the information in your website. If it's the same information that's on everybody's website, in other words, you've never changed any of the default content, you're going to lose SEO opportunity. And Maureen says, if it's your blog, is it the blog within your KW website? It certainly can be, Maureen, but it can be any blog, really. It can be any source that has your contact information. In other words, we always want those calls to action to go directly to you. So it really doesn't matter where they're going as long as those calls to action within those sites are going directly to you. It's really great if you're using KW technology because then they'll hit your e-edge control panel. All right, SEO is not set it and forget it, okay? This is from a website called Moz.com, and I'm going to share this with you because it's a really great way of learning a lot about SEO. I take a lot away from Moz.com. SEO takes consistent time investment. As your rankings increase to meaningful positions in search engine result pages, you're going to get more traffic for your site, which means you're going to get more brand visibility, then you're going to get more sales, etc., etc. So a ranking change from position 11, okay? So typically there are about 15 or so results on a page. Now most of those are paid, so we're really having a hard time reaching number 1 page. But if you go from 11 to 5, that's a gain of 6 positions. You're going to yield about a 5% change in traffic. Okay, that's quite a bit. A jump from position 5 to position 2 will yield you a change of another 8% in traffic. And then a change from position 2 to position 1 would yield another 20 to 30% jump in traffic for that keyword. So you have to be consistent in your content. That's really what it's about. It's about creating great content and then continuing to contribute to that content. So how do search engines work? Well, they do 4 things, right? Search engines have 4 basic functions. They crawl, they build an index, they calculate relevancy and rankings, and then they serve results. They scour your website. Literally, these guys crawl all throughout the website. They pick up a lot of text. They pick up a bunch of other data, as we showed you before. They pick up how pages are relevant to other pages. In some cases, all of the media available on the page, it captures as well. Search engines then index all this information so that they can run search queries, right? Now, the search engines create, search engines create these databases by performing periodic crawls of the internet. And then they weigh the value of each page and the value of the words that appear on each page. Search engines employ secret algorithms. An algorithm, if you don't know, is a mathematical formula, and those algorithms determine the value that they place on specific elements, such as inbound and outbound links, the density of keywords, the placement of the words within your site, and then all of these things are going to affect your SEO ranking. All right, any questions? Okay, question, how often do we need to put in new content? Well, crawlers crawl every day, all day. So as much as possible really is the answer. You can update as little as a couple of times a month. You could do it more often. What you will find, and depending on your niche area, for example, the example we're using is homes for sale in Garlic Creek, South Buda, Texas. If we're the only real estate agent that is promoting that page, promoting that area, continuing to add videos, to add pictures, additional content to that page, and consistently, if we do that once every couple of weeks, we're going to stay on top. If someone else starts doing it, we're going to start to fall down. So you really have to keep an eye on your ranking. If no one else is doing it, you might just update that particular page once and never update it again until somebody else starts doing that. Then you start losing relevancy. So you just have to be consistent. Review, look at your ROI, your return on investment on time and effort, just like you would anything else. Once they're done, search engines index all this information so that then they run the queries. And then, of course, serve the results. The results are served through Google, Bing, and any other search engines that are out there. All right, let's talk about keywords. You want to choose your keywords, your phrases, and these are going to be things that the prospective client would use in maybe looking for you. So this is if they don't know what they're looking for, okay? So there's 3 types of search queries that people will make. Do, which is a transactional query. I want something, such as buy a home or a piece of property. That's the do. No, those are informational queries. I need some information, such as how do I buy a home for the first time? So that could be a blog, for example, people could find. And then a go, and that means I want to go to a particular place on the internet, like your website or even a name. So if they're using the name, your name, the word Keller Williams Real Estate Agent, 9 times out of 10, the very first thing to show up is going to be your KW.com profile. Within your KW.com profile, you have the opportunity for them to then find your website. And geographic location is also a great way of narrowing down a niche. So this is an example, the same example we were using before. By using that geographic location, we're going to attract clients in that target market, and we're going to reduce the number of competitive web pages because we're narrowing down that niche. We're extending our keywords. We're doing a long tail approach, but we're narrowing down the area. You want to put your location keywords in your page title, in your page description, and then of course in your meta description and your meta title and your meta description. Now here's some things we don't want to do with SEO, all right? Here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to put in stale content. Fresh content is super important. Update it regularly, as it's going to eliminate the stale content. I want you to think of stale content as the mold on bread. If it's removed or replaced, if it's not removed or replaced, it's going to affect the whole loaf, right? Keyword stuffing is a technique that was used a long time ago, but it's a lot harder to do now. And basically, you just put a lot of words in the website. And the way that they used to keyword stuff is to put a bunch of the same terms. For example, homes for sale, Garlic Creek, South Buda, Texas. You would stuff the term Garlic Creek and Buda, Texas in your pages and then hide them and you would put them in white text and hide them behind a white background. Google can find that so easy now. So don't keyword stuff. Missing information such as the title and description, because pages can be saved without that information. Remember, the title and description are the first things that crawlers will crawl. So you absolutely don't want to have anything missing. Broken links are just as bad as bad links that will that take you somewhere else than you think you're going. A broken link is a lot like calling an Uber driver and having them pick you up and then drop you off somewhere, wherever they felt like dropping you off, not where you asked to go or where you're paying to go. You're definitely not going to give that driver a good review in the very near future. So don't have bad links, and don't ignore Google. And when I say don't ignore Google, don't try to fool Google either. Google can't be fooled. Right? They're smarter than all of us here combined. Keyword stuffing, duplicate content, these are all bad. Copying content, copying pictures from the internet and saving them as your own. This is all bad for SEO, so just don't do it. All right, so let's put some ideas into action. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to go to the KW website admin page, right? So the first thing we do is we go to the admin page, and we under sites we click on pages. When we click on pages, we have the opportunity to create a new page. Now that we've created the new page, we create the slug, we create the template name and the page title, or we choose the template and we create the page title, which will give us the slug, all right, and then add our content. That's 4 things we have to do right there, all right. We go to pages, create a new page, title a page, create the content. Now we have to add our custom titled image. Remember, we create this image name and save it and then upload it to our website. We have to add our meta titles, our tags, and then save the page. All right, once we've saved the page, now we have a page on our website, has most of the elements that are going to help you gain strong SEO in the very near future. And as we mentioned, consistency is the key, and you have to keep doing the work to see the results. The next thing you could add to this website that we don't have added here, because it is a little bit more advanced, is a video. So once you add a video to this website and post that video to YouTube, you now have a very powerful tool to help you gain SEO. And the reason that is so powerful is because Google owns YouTube, and it loves it when you use video in your websites. All right. Now is a great time to ask any questions you may have. Do you have any ahas, anything that maybe spoke to you, got you super excited, you can't wait to use it or get started on it, or anything else? We're going to go ahead and stop the recording. So those of you listening on the recording, thank you for being here. And as always, we want you to stay on the edge of real estate technology by using KW technology. Make it a great day at Keller Williams.